Step 1.
I have a number 12 curved shrimp caddis pupa hook in the vise. We can go as small as number 16 and as large as number 8 to tie this fly. I'm using A-dot pre-waxed maroon tying thread to lay an underbody for the fly.
Step 2.
The rib we're using is fine silver wire tied in halfway down the bend of the hook.
Step 3.
We're taking dark red-brown scud back for the body, tying it in at the eye of the hook, stretching it out to the bend of the hook, and then winding the material forward. And we'll stretch it out as we wind it forward to keep a slender profile to the body.
That's a very organic looking material.
It is. It's nice and stretchy and really easy to use.
Do you make it thicker towards the head?
Try to give a bit of a taper towards the head, but overall I think we want to keep our Chironomid pupa fairly slender rather than plump.
Step 4.
Now we're going to wind the silver wire forward after I've made a couple wraps to form a tag. I'm going to wind the ribbing forward now.
About 5 or 6.
5 or 6 turns. Tie it off just behind the eye of the hook.
Step 5.
We're going to take about 10 to 12 fibers from the center tail of a cock ringneck pheasant to use for the shell back. I'm going to trim the tips so they're even, and then I'm going to tie in the tips with the bulk of the fibers pointing out away from the eye of the fly. We're going to be finishing the shell back off backwards to what we're normally accustomed to, but this will allow us to build in a nice white set of gills that will be very prominent on this fly.
Do most Chironomid pupas have a shell back of some sort?
Yeah, all Chironomid pupa have a distinct shell back, which is actually their wing case, their future wing case.
Step 6.
We're going to take a single strand of white ostrich herl and wrap it around behind the eye of the hook to form the gills.
This looks like the most authentic looking Chironomid pupa we've tied.
Yeah, this is a more traditional way of tying the Chironomid pupa, but it also takes a lot more time.
Step 7.
We take a couple strands of peacock herl now, tied in behind the white ostrich, and we're going to form the thorax of the fly.
Step 8.
Now we're going to take the pheasant tail fibers, pull them back, tie them in behind the peacock herl to finish off the shell back. And you'll notice how prominent those white gills are now.
Notice you're snugging it down quite a bit there.
Yeah.
Step 9.
We'll take our whip finisher now and finish the fly off behind the ostrich herl thorax. We're using that maroon thread because it blends in now with the scud back material we used for the body. This is the finished maroon and silver Chironomid pupa, which will eventually hatch into an adult chironomid, which looks very similar to a mosquito, but they don't bite.